A lot of the speakers that have spoken today, you probably will have a little bit in common with some of the stuff they said, but this next talker, she has actually overcome blindness at one point. In the last 6 weeks, she's lost, 6 years, she's lost 20 stone in weight. So she's actually 1/3 of the size she was six years ago. She is a published author, she is a mentor, and she is the creator of the Celebrating Life Guild. And today she's going to be talking about her life and how she overcome all of these things. So I'd like you to all stand up and put your hands together for Helen Rose.
Wow, that's an act to follow, isn't it? Everybody, thank Elliot. Welcome. It is absolutely amazing to be standing here, but I have to say, I'm actually terrified for one reason. My children are in the room and I've never presented it to them before. The judges, judge and jury, right there. If ever I'm going to do anything epic, they're there. But for some reason, our lives have not interchanged when I've done any speaking. So they haven't actually seen me speak, only on video. So to have them both sitting there staring at me is quite intimidating. But yes, I'm Helen. I am the creator of the Celebrate Life Guild. And why the Celebrate Life Guild? A few years ago, I was told, well, it's actually in 2 weeks, it's coming up for the 5-year anniversary. I was told in no uncertain terms, your life is going to end within 100 days. Now, that's quite a profound thing to hear. So I went home, like you do, terrified, absolutely, incredibly terrified. But at the same time I was relieved, because I'd been through so much trauma in my life. I thought, oh, it's finally going to be over. So friends and family, they were, how can we help, how can we honour you in this 100-day time period? So I thought, oh yeah, let's have my wake now. Let's celebrate my life now. I have done some amazing things, which I'll take you on a journey on in a few moments. But I started to research, how does one celebrate their life? That's how I typed into Google, like you do. And it was all about death. All about death. That's all that comes up when you type in. Well, obviously now I've coined the phrase and copywritten it for the living. But that was all that came up. I mean, obviously if you type in Celebrate Life now, it's going to show me. I've changed the status quo. Because I firmly believe every single one of us has magic within us to celebrate right now. Why wait? And why leave it to others to do after you have gone? So anyway, we had the big celebration. And people came from everywhere. I've only got, my garden's about double this size. We had it outside in the garden in 3rd of December, so it was, we had to put gazebos up and we lit fire, and it was amazing. There was about 70 people in my house, and they all wanted to stay. It turned into like how many days, Jellica? 4-day festival?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
4-day festival in the house. It was amazing. And that made me really humble. Because people had travelled. I mean, one lady came from Scotland, paid for the ticket to travel down to my house to celebrate my life. And I thought, fuck. And she said to me, my daughter there said to me, Mum, you've had a calling card. The big C to you is a calling card. And from that moment, that was it. That was it. I said, you know what, you're right. And I lived. I actually stepped into it and lived. I'm going to take you on a journey now. The me that you see today is highly successful professional. I have over 150 professional qualifications, which I don't talk about much, but for the purposes of healing others, sometimes you need certificates and you have to comply. And so I am seriously qualified on every subject, just because I'm made all like that, you know. Didn't want to leave any rock that someone could crawl out of and me not know, you know, me not professionally know, well, I've got a certificate for that. So I created Celebrate Life Guilt, and I encourage people all around the world, globally, to really step into themselves and celebrate their own magic. One thing that I'm famous for is when I was at my lowest point and I wanted to give up, people, because I already had a very strong online presence, you know, I was a blogger and, you know, I'm always talking very much openly, sharing my life with the world. People from everywhere, and I mean, I'm talking everywhere, all countries, all around the world, started sending in the mail dragonflies. So I have, like, I could cover this wall with what I have at home. Children drew me pictures. You know, and I didn't appreciate this at first, when it first started happening, but it was magic. You know, they were like, you can't, we'll support you whatever you decide, but you can't not be there because you're our dragonfly lady. You inspire us. Because of you, we're all making it. So because of me, other people get out of bed in the morning. And that is profoundly humbling. And vulnerable, you know, the vulnerability that came up for me when this was being discussed by hundreds of people on social media, and continues to this day, it's extremely humbling. And it's the reason why I do what I do. And I do touch people deep. I mean, if you want a mentor that's going to tuck you up in bed and feed you lollipops and be, you know, be all sweet, that's not me. If you want someone to say to you, you're going to do this thing, you're going to do this, you're going to fulfill your dream, then that's me. I will make you. You will do it, guaranteed. Hundreds of people around the world are doing that very thing because I have told them that they can and that they will. And that's quite a powerful thing. But I'm going to take you on a journey. Jenica, can we have the old me slide? This is what I looked like 6 years ago. I was paralysed from the diaphragm down. I had been on my way to an appointment just past 10 a.m. in the morning, and two men came either side of me, dragged me behind some wheelie bins. I had the most horrific sexual assault, and then, just to finish the job completely, they stamped and jumped all over my abdomen, and it blew up. And then me, being me, that size, I thought my size was, you know, a good thing. I was one of those people that said, oh, you know, I'm comfortable in my skin. I tried to fight back, and I ended up getting stabbed in the throat. Now, right up until a few weeks ago, I used to wear my hair to cover this up. But I had an awakening where I didn't need to cover it up anymore. It's a badge of honour. Because I am here. I am living in my magic, and I am here now today to be able to share it with you. So they didn't achieve what they set out to achieve. A policeman saved my life because I literally, you know, big day in my throat. I died at sea. I came back from that, and I was seriously ill. I had immune deficiency because my spleen had completely ruptured and was taken out. I've had 15 rounds of surgery since then. I've lost body parts, whole organs. I defy logic standing here in front of you today. So if you didn't believe in magic before, I promise you by the end of this talk you will. So I have only a tiny bit of a pancreas. I have no spleen. All my other organs, I have a fake stomach. My intestines are too short. That's the medical term, they're too short, but obviously they're functioning fine. Yeah, I've really been through the ringer. I had complete nerve system collapse. All the nerve channels were completely severed. There was no connection from here to here. So I couldn't be a woman either. It was completely soul destroying. Can we have the hospital pic, please? It was completely soul destroying. I went through many times like this. This is actually New Year's Eve 2014, where scar tissue had overrun in my abdominal cavity and I couldn't breathe. So I had to go in keyhole and operate again. And that was the last time I vowed in that moment. That was the last time I was ever going to go through conventional medicine, and I've stuck to that. I came out of there holistic, and I went down the holistic route ever since, and I've not had to go back for any treatment, or I don't even know my GP's name, even though on paper I probably should, but I've never seen a conventional medical person since that day, New Year's Eve 2014. This is Desmond. And he's been with me, he's a lot older than me because he was born in the 60s. He's been with me since I was 18 months old. Seen and heard it all. Soaked up so many tears. It's unbelievable that he's still here. But I must be the only woman over 4 decades that wakes up in recovery from a serious major abdominal surgery with a teddy. So, you know, that's just one of my quirky things. But, you know, these things happen. You get profoundness in your life. And what do? I mean, raise your hand if you've ever wanted to make a serious life change. And raise your hand if you've ever dreamed of doing something, but you just haven't even started. You just haven't even taken one step towards it. Well, that was me. But I decided in this, that that was not going to be my life, and that was not going to be what my children saw. I was going to be fit and healthy. I was going to be running around and playing with them. Ivan, my son, and I have just come back from a big, massive trip to New York where I had to go there to sign my book deal because the 2 men that assaulted me are in prison for attempted murder. And legally in the UK, I wasn't able to get this book off the ground. I've spent the last 3.5 years trying to go through legal channels, trying to comply, trying to fit in. And I thought, fuck it. They offered me a chance to go to America, I went. And while I was there, I took part in a campaign called Positive Exposure, which a guy started 20 years ago, and I've been working with him ever since, for people who have a different, unique appearance for some reason. It might be a genetic condition like myself, I have albinism, so I don't have any pigment. Or it might be some other, you know, they might have been born with a port wine stain or something like that. Well, I'm the face of that campaign now. And he's going to put a portrait of me, 8 feet tall, up in Grand Central Station, showing what diversity looks like, challenging that people must be seen as people, not conditions. But I'm monumentally proud of this. And it happened by accident. It was synchronicity, serendipity. I just said, I'm coming to New York. I've never met the guy before, but we'd worked together through positive exposure, and I've been exposed, you know, rather than hiding for 20 years. So it was profound. It was absolutely profound. Really massive experience meeting this guy. And so, yeah, so that's one of the campaigns I'm doing. Do you want to put up the won the media with the athletics. So that was me in the wheelchair. And when I could stand for 10 seconds, the BBC were all over it. It was quite amazing. So they turned up at the gym, the rehabilitation gym. So this is me filming for the BBC 3 years ago, a programme. And this guy was so excited to be doing that with me. But it just goes to show that, you know, after being told I could never walk again, I could never move, I could never be this, there is the proof that you shouldn't listen. If you have a dream and you want to do something, don't allow someone else's opinion to be a barrier. I was massively overweight, I was so unhealthy, I wanted to die so many times. My soul was completely ripped apart, I was completely destroyed. I was having to listen to my children growing up while I was paralysed, fat, so unhealthy, unable to breathe, unable to go to the toilet, unable to make love, do anything that a normal, functioning woman should be doing. Mother. Yeah, I was unable to do any of those things. So I was alone, so alone. And I'd be crying in my room, just with the teddy. So obviously I wasn't completely alone, yeah, I had the teddy. Honestly, seriously, he's been my absolute rock, because I've always been alone. So it's just been me and him. But I was listening to them growing up. I mean, I closed my eyes one year in January, and I woke up to Ivan putting up Christmas decorations. You know, I lost huge periods of time because I was so ill. And inside my heart, I wanted to be this. So there shouldn't be any barriers. If there's something you want to achieve, if there's something you want to be doing, if your heart is telling you, like for me, it was I wanted to be a personal trainer. I'm now a personal trainer. I take people into the healthy environment of a gym who've never been in there before. The first time they tried to take me in there, I nearly shit myself. Literally, it took 4 attempts for 2 men to push the wheelchair through the door. I was so scared. I was like, no. And I was sweating and crying. I even vomited at one point. But look, once I got through the door, there was no stopping me. I sat up, my eyes landed on a athletics track. From that moment on, I never heard a single word anybody said. I was running around that track. Couldn't stand for 10 seconds, but I was running around that track. And one personal trainer, this guy, he said, I believe her. I believe her. I believe that she's going to do it. And that's all it took. I was anxious, depressed and selfish. And one day somebody said to me, I love you just the way you are. And that's all it took. I believe in you. That's all it took. And then hundreds of people from all around the world. I believe in you as well. Because I posted that story online. You know, this guy said to me, he believes in me today. I've never heard that before. And all these people, because of you, because of me, I can get up in the morning. I haven't had half the shit that you've had. My problems are insignificant. I can do this thing. I can do this life thing. Oh, yes. You know, there's got to be a way to celebrate this collectively. Let's collectively celebrate life. Why are we leaving it to our children? Why are we waiting? I have a party every year, big, massive one. People come from all over. There's no floor space left. One guy took offence to this. He was like, I've got nowhere to sleep, was on the kitchen floor's free. He was like, I can't sit down there. So why not? And I went and laid on it myself. Why the hell not? What makes you so special? You wanted to stay? There's a space. No barrier, right? No barrier. Can we have the picture of you and me in the trousers? Fun. Fun, fun, fun. Celebrate everything. This is Angelica and I in my trousers. that I used to wear. And straight after this picture was taken, Ivan, aged 11 at the time, ran in and picked me up. My feet left the floor. Mum, I'm so happy. Mum, I'm so excited. Mum, look at you. He was celebrating. My son that hardly ever speaks, so quiet, so calm and quiet. He's the calm one in the outfit. He did, he ran in the room, he lifted me, propelled me through the air. Mum, this is so great. I'm so happy. And I said, great, let's go to the park. And I went to the park, we were running around. And I've never been able to do that before because I was so massive before. But then we went to the park, we were swinging on the monkey bars, going on the swings. I swung around on the roundabout, it was an amazing day. Celebrate. No matter how insignificant you think a change is, if you experience a change of any kind, obviously this is a big change, but we celebrate all change, but everything, we celebrate everything in our house. So if you experience something in your life and you think, yeah, that was a bit of alright, celebrate it. What are you doing? Life's short. One day somebody might hold your hand and say, I'm very sorry, dear. There's very little hope. You are going to die. One day somebody might say that to you. And then what are you going to do?
Celebrate.
Celebrate. Celebrate life. Because we only get this. All of you, you're here in this moment, sharing this moment with me and each other. That is magic. Can you feel that? So can we have the slide with the 4Ds? I've never done this before. In fact, I think we made it about 1 a.m, didn't we, Jenica? So the 4D system. I've developed a system because, like I said, I have thousands of followers from all around the world. And I found over the last 5 years that I was giving them the same information. I was repeating myself. Do it. Be magic, feel magic, celebrate, do it. And I was giving them steps. So these steps, in my vast experience of overcoming adversity of every kind you can possibly imagine, there isn't anything you can tell me. Any twisted, fucked up thing that you've done to yourselves, I've probably done it. I've probably experienced it, and I guarantee you I've felt it. And the witnesses are there, you can ask them. Right? So I developed a system to help people properly. This is the first time I've used slides, so please forgive me. Visual impairment, no. I'm supposed to be registered blind, I'm supposed to be visually impaired. I can't read for shit. So I have all these steps which I've developed. I've been teaching this for about 5 years, and it's grown, it's progressed, it's evolved over that time. So they're very deep, and they do go in to you at your deepest soul level, because we want magic, yeah. I want to feel your magic. I give you my magic for free. I want some of yours, right? It's 2 ways, it's an exchange, it's a flow. So today, I'm not going to talk about these because this is only a short talk, yeah? But dream. Who here has a dream? Raise your hand. Is it burning away at you? Who here is serious about achieving their dream? So I want you to have a long, hard think. In your life, right now, what are you unhappy with that's stopping you from taking a step towards your dream? I don't need to know the answers, that's private for you. But in my experience with interacting with people from all around the world, there's something profoundly unhappy that people have. They might have carried it from childhood. Might be childhood trauma, childhood abuse. Angelica, can we have the childhood pic, please? It might be something from this age. 7, Ali mentioned about age 7. Now, whenever I share this picture, this is my hero. This little girl was absolutely fearless. She wasn't being told that she looked different. She wasn't being told that she didn't look normal. She was absolutely fearless. I can't stress this enough. She did not hear the word no. If she wanted to do something, she just went and did it. No adult alive could match her force. So she's my hero. She's with me all the time now. In this version of me, that's who I am. So if you have a dream, what's your dream? She had a dream. She had a dream that one day she was going to be standing in a room in the centre of London telling people that they are magic and they shouldn't hear the word no because she doesn't. She had vision. She had a vision. She was going to be doing this. And now look, I am here. I promise you, hand on heart, I promise you, there isn't a single thing you can tell me about yourselves. Anything, the darkest, most shitty thing that you think you're carrying that's going to make me not love you and not tell you. And I'll carry on telling you 1 billion times a day if I have to, that you are magic. Never, ever, ever accept the word no. Because somehow, between this and turning into an adult, I'd forgotten. I let people mould and shape me. Can I have the old pic again, please? I let people mould and shape me. You're ugly. You're never going to fit in. You're too ugly. You're never going to be a real woman. You're never going to fit in. You're never going to look normal. I listened. This padding was my costume that fitted the mould, whatever people were telling me. Repeatedly. You're never going to be normal. You're never going to be a real woman. You're never going to be sexy. You're never going to be goddess-like. You're never going to fit in. You're ugly. It was constant. Constant. So I grew to fit the mould. What other people gave. Jacob, can I have the family pics, please? At the same time, though, the fearlessness in me raged on. This is my family. These are all my children. All 6 of them. These pictures are 5 years apart. Unbelievable, right? So the fearless person in me, because I didn't really have a childhood, because of all the reasons that I previously mentioned, all the abuse, mental trauma, constant. I was determined that these individuals were going to be children, and I devoted my life to them. And so, big padded me, I was fearless still, but I didn't recognise it. But I still had the dream that one day would look like this. And this was actually a few weeks ago. My son, I took him to walk over the O2 arena. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine coming from being a wheelchair user to walking over the O2 Arena and celebrate my oldest child's birthday? Can you just imagine the magnitude of that? It's amazing. What is it? Magic. Yeah, they couldn't believe it. In fact, I told him, I said to him, come stand for a photo with me, Joe, in front of the dome. Come stand for a photo of me before you climb over it. And he was like, sure, yeah. And then he went, wait, what? Because I knew that he'd have fear, you see. So I didn't tell him until like literally 30 seconds before he was going to do it. Because even though he's so big, you know, he's still very childlike, and I celebrate this all the time. So if there's a dream or a passion, Jacob, can we have the one with just my details and stuff? So if there's a dream or a passion that you have, why the fuck aren't you doing it? Why the fuck are you not doing it? Why haven't you taken a step? Magic can be celebrated, but you have to make one decision, just one. Just one decision to begin. You have to make the decision to begin and then do it. I did. And look. So I run the Celebrate Life Guild. I'm a public speaker, obviously. I'm a global media personality. I have been all over the television, although I've taken a 2-year gap. I'm a published author. My story, it's a massive book. It's about to be published at the end of January, beginning of February, I think. And I'm a fearless transformational mentor. What that means is, I'm going to reach into you, I'm going to grab you, shake you till your guts spill out on the carpet, and you are going to be fearless like me. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I have mentorship programs to suit everybody, every pocket and everyone. And like I said, there isn't a single issue, there is nothing that you can tell me that I wouldn't have felt in some form myself. I've done some hideous things to myself in the past because I just didn't like me. I also have an audio course which I'm going to release on Monday or Tuesday, available for download. So be sure to visit my website. And honestly, hand on heart, I can honestly say, standing here with all of you, it's just the most amazing, most incredible magic experience. And I'm just so grateful and so thankful for your attention and that you've heard what I've had to say.